Welcome back to another fantastic episode of I'm Gonna Talk and You're Gonna Listen. This is episode, I don't know. We're in my backyard office. The AC's kicking on and off, so that's gonna be super distracting, but we're just gonna deal with it. So, part one, how's the homestead doing? We got 4 more trees in the ground and wrapped with bird wrap, so that's good. I did a little walkthrough before this podcast, and 2 of my yellow trees, three of my trees, 2 of them are yellow. I don't know what the other one is off the top of my head. Got the tops ripped off of them. They had big, beautiful blooms on top, and they got ripped off. For the life of me, I don't know. There's must just be some bird around here that has a bird boner for just stripping trees bare. One of them I know I had wrapped, and the bird must have grabbed the wrap and then flown up like a fucking Disney movie and got the wrap off of it and shredded the entire tree down to 2 leaves. 2 fucking leaves. That tree is basically dead. And then the other tree has got maybe like 5 leaves left on it. It's basically dead. So what are the takeaways other than figuring out how to wipe out every single living and breathing thing on this planet and starting over in Minecraft? I would have had to. There's the fucking air conditioner. I would have had to create a completely fenced in with bird netting, a whole area that was just bird netted in. And I would have had to slinky wrap all of them, and I would have had to somehow prevent them all from getting microwaved. And in the backyard, they're just going to get microwaved, period. In this little nook that I have to try to protect them from the deer. So it's not humbling. It's just one of those like fuck you things. And I've said this like 100 times, like most people are not gonna make it in shit it's the fan. You have no fucking idea how hard this is. There's 100 birds flying around back here, and it could have been any one of them. It could have been all of them. Every single branch of like everything we bought like 20 trees, I think, and all 20 of them have just been pecked. Like best case, these trees might have like 3 branches left. Worst case, they're just pecked down to sticks. And you might say, why don't you do XYZ? Like, I had no idea until I had exhausted every other option that it was these fucking birds. Which I think you all know because you've been listening and paying attention to me talk about this for months. It started out as like 1 branch. And then it was like and then it went from like 1 branch to 2 branches to like a branch on every single fucking tree every night. And it's just like, it's like something has just been out here torturing these poor trees. And here, I've said this before, what blows my mind about Mother Nature is how it has no concept of sustainability. Everybody gushes about like, oh, how amazing this planet would be without people. These animals would decimate everything because they're fucking retarded, and then they would all die. That's how it would happen. And then one of them would somehow live miraculously, and then the whole this cycle would just keep going forever. Because these animals are so fucking stupid. These birds are retarded. The deer are dumb as a brick. Deer are so fucking stupid. The rabbits have no idea what's going on. Half the time they want to play with you. Half the time they just freak out and run away. I kind of have the rabbits figured out. The rabbits seem to like the clover now. So, like, we got enough clover going to where the rabbits are happy. And I can kind of catch the mice when I want to. And I can kind of... I have some different chicken wire up on top of the cattle wire. And so I can kind of, like, take care of the deer. But these birds, there's just no way. Like, you have to come out here every couple days and redo the bird netting because there's no like efficient way of putting up bird netting. You have to it kind of reminds me of like how you have to deal with camo netting, where you kind of have to have these big camo poles, and that's what it would have to be. You'd have to have like these big like bird netting poles, so you could set up these big bird netting contraptions, and you have to hope the wind doesn't take them out. And it just gives me the biggest fucking headache, and to just see these like 100 birds flying around and chasing and fuddle fucking around, and it's just like, do these birds, do I somehow not notice? Do I not notice the fact that there's like somehow maybe like 100 birds coming in here and like destroying this thing? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Is it the crows? I never see the crows back here. The crows are big enough to do it. I never see them back here. Is it the finches? Like, I never see the finches anymore. I don't know what their deal is. And so these are what, like the starlings, the ones that are kind of like little fighter pilot shape. There's about 100 starling. I think that's what those are. It's like, do the starlings just fly in here, each grab a branch, and then each just rip as hard as they can? And then why? Do those things even... Don't those all like live in the barn? I don't know what the deal with that is. And they come here and they just like presumably it's also them that is just arbitrarily stripping the tomatoes. I mean the strawberries every night. Every night I come out here and there's just randomly more strawberry branches ripped off. Fucking why? They don't eat them. They just rip them off and leave them on the ground. Why? Look, I believe in God, okay? I don't understand, in his infinite fucking wisdom, why his retarded ass animals arbitrarily destroy plants for no fucking reason. How did he, in his grand scheme, expect us to be able to grow strawberries when there's 100 birds that will come and just rip the strawberry. Rip your strawberries apart for no fucking reason. And just randomly rip the top off of all of your trees. Why do that? Why would you program these retarded little animals when there are perfectly healthy trees that could easily sustain this abuse and not even notice? Like, no, let's program these little retard pea brains to only destroy the brand new trees that are trying to grow. How the fuck does that work? How does that shit work? I'm not gonna do anything dumb where I'm gonna like say bad things about him and shit. And I know some of you are already typing in the chat. You need trials and tribulations. You need shit to be hard. You need the Book of Job, the Book of Job, the Book of Job, the Book of... I'm so fucking sick and tired of hearing that. Like, there's trials and tribulations, and then there's just... Basically, it's just impossible. And so, fuck you. We're going to make these things called apple trees, but it doesn't matter. They're never going to grow. If you can even get them started, it doesn't matter. Everything's going to try to eat them. It makes me want to put a fucking auto turret up with birdshot and just kill them all. I mean, and I know you're saying they're a part of the ecosystem. They're eating the bugs. They do, okay? I get it. They are eating the bugs, okay? I know that. Why do they come and rip every single branch off of every single tree, but only the brand new trees? And you might say, well, you know, they're the branches. They can do the branches. No, because there's tons of perfectly healthy trees with the same circumference of branch. Those are softer. No, they're not. It's the same. A new little branch on an old tree is the same as a new little branch on a new... There's no fucking reason for it. There's no excuse. I don't want to make little birdhouses for these things. I don't want to give a fuck anymore when one of their trees is in the way that they're nesting in. There's a yellow jacket in my face. Like, I'm done giving a fuck about these birds. And there's even bigger ones. There's even bigger ones that, like, got into the well house and then wouldn't let anybody get near the damn well house. Fuck you, birds. There's a whole... We're surrounded by a giant-ass rainforest with billions of trees. Billions of fucking trees in every direction. There's entire... I don't know what the fuck you call that. A whole Christmas tree farm in every direction, and they're like, no, we're gonna rip every branch off the apple trees. How does that shit work? I try to tape the fucking branches on, and they take the branch and the tape. Why? Oh, just so I can just suffer that much more? Just so my life is even that much teeny tiny bit more hard? What the fuck, man? Oh, it makes you strong. I can hear people typing in the chat. Oh, it makes you stronger. Oh, it this. Oh, it that. Oh, no, this is already plenty testing me. Oh, well, he knows how much you can take. Who else here is taking anything? Look around. There's nobody else taking anything. There's nobody else doing anything. Like, everybody's in the city fucking jacking off and watching sports. Gay-ass sports bullshit, dudes prancing around in tights, and I'm not even talking about the football players now. No, they're taking their kids to more unnecessary shit the kid doesn't even want to fucking go to. Wasting more time and money and gas and buying their fifth fucking motorcycle. It's like what? Who? Where are all these people that are also trying? Shout out to people in the chat that are actually trying to do something, but it's like, oh, I'm going to try to do this and get punched in the face over and over again. It's no wonder everybody just sits in the city and waits to die. You come out here and you bust your ass, and 100 of these little fucking retarded birds. I'm assuming it's them. I found one big feather on the side of the house. And yeah, I know there's about 100 crows too, and those things get really pissed off. I have never once actually seen a crow in my backyard. They're always out chasing other stuff away in their giant crow gang. So, man, I don't know. They don't even eat the tops off of the trees. They take all the new buds off the trees and just rip them off the tree and leave them there. They just rip out the strawberry leaves, and leave them there. At least the deer, it's like, oh, the deer just ate a bunch of potato leaves. And I left a bunch of stuff out for the deer on purpose. And even though I don't know when they did it, they came and ate all the leaves. Like the deer are also unsustainable little shitheads. And the rabbits are little unsustainable shitheads. But you can kind of figure them out. The mice, they will ring around the trees. But I kind of get it. I get all that. I do not get this bird thing. It has to be them. There's nothing else. Nothing else can get up here. And there's no leaves. I mean, there's no feathers. And it's like something. I don't even understand how birds do this. I don't understand how their beaks are strong enough. But I guess, they can, maybe their bird heads can twist sideways. And then maybe they twist sideways really fast. I can't find any YouTube videos of this. Everybody says it happens. I couldn't find any YouTube videos where anyone's actually ever caught a bird just shredding all the branches off a tree because I guess it's Tuesday, and so they just need, oh, it's Tuesday, I'm just going to go destroy all of these trees now, I decided, because I'm a bird. Fuck. There's tree farms in every direction with thousands of Christmas trees. No, not those, huh? No, not all of the other apple trees and pear trees that are like 100 years old. No, not those. Just the brand new ones. Just the saplings and the suckers. I had this great pear sucker that I dug up myself, and they fucking shredded that thing down to the bottom. Why? They don't eat them. Oh, nests? Are these birds really building just 10 million new net? Like, I call bullshit. Here's why. How the fuck did they build the nests before I put these trees here? Huh? Oh, that's because it's bullshit, is what it is. And I still am on the fence of whether or not they do it to the blueberries. The blueberry branches are 10 million times easier to rip apart. I think they do that every once in a while, but I still lean towards like that's the deer. But shit, maybe it wasn't the deer eating the tree. Well, no, it had to have been the deer the other times because they were eating through like inch thick trees. That had to have been the deer or an elk or something. I'm pretty sure I saw some elk pup. Anyway, that's the homestead update. I'm not cursing the Lord. But it's just like, what the fuck, man? I'm gonna let you buy 20 trees. I'm gonna set the whole thing up so you can buy 20 trees. JK, LOL. You can't get all the resources in time, and the birds destroyed them. I don't get it. I don't understand. How is this making me stronger? How is it improving me to just waste resources I don't have? Unless the whole point is for me to tell you all of this and somehow help you. I don't know. Leave a comment down below if this is going to help you build an orchard. Just kidding. Probably none of you are ever going to do that. But I'm going to try to do a little video anyway. Doesn't matter because none of us are going to ever live to see these orchards be done anyway. So someone in 100 years is going to be like, oh, wow, this weird civilization put all these trees in the ground. I'm going to saw them down and put a fucking parking lot here because I'm an asshole. Because that's the shit people. I'm serious. If you chop down a producing fruit tree, that should be like a fucking felony to chop down a producing fruit tree. It should be, and I mean by chop it down, I mean like obliterate it. Should be a felony. It's fucking retarded. The ludicrous amount of effort it takes is insane. And then you have all the natural disasters to deal with. All these trees, even after we get them all in, we have 7 more to do. 3 of which are twigs now and probably aren't going to make it. Even after we get all these in the ground, they still have to survive the winter. And the wind here is insane. Absolutely insane. I wanted to put the trees on the other side, but it's like the wind would probably just flatten them all. So it's just like, again, not cursing the Lord, but seriously, what the fuck? It's insane to me. And I'm sure a lot of people are saying that right now, but they're probably saying it with other things like jobs and this and that. But so I guess transitioning to the job thing. If you haven't experienced job hardship in like the last 2 or 3 crashes, not because you were too young, but because you were magically spared, I don't have any sympathy for you. Most, if not all of us now, even if you don't count the .com crash, this is actually like our 3rd or 4th crash. You have the 08 thanks Obama crash, you have the 14 thanks Obama crash, and then you have the Rona crash. And then we're going into our 4th crash now. If you don't understand how this works by now, I don't feel sorry for you. There's somebody was talking about like the trades and how the unions can't. You have to go with a trade. You have to go with a trade that the unions can't fuck with. And I thought that was really interesting. And then how all the boomers. I won't keep bitching about boomers, but they were talking about how the boomers want everybody to go into these like $10 apprenticeships and stuff. It's like apprenticeships should be starting at $20 now, and that's just, and they should be topping out at like 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, like depending on what you're doing. But like, we need welders, we need electricians, you need pipe fitters, and I would if I could, I would abolish the unions, all of them, I wouldn't even consider it. It wouldn't even be like, here's a button that'll abolish the unions. I would hit it, so fast it would be like a reflex. Because fuck the unions. If you want to know why everybody's fucked so bad right now, besides Obama, obviously, um, it's the unions. What are they doing for you? You go get your journeyman, you do all your shit, and then there's non-union work available, and they're like, no, fuck you. I would rather you lose your house. I would rather you not be able to reproduce and keep your bloodline going for the sanctity of the union. No, it's so some dude can keep getting paid because he's got the little moat around him. Fuck the unions, man. And everyone's like, the post shouldn't have unions. Federal shouldn't have unions. I got a news alert for you. None of those unions do anything for anybody except for line their own pockets and run their fucking mouths and say about how they're doing something and they're using your millions of dollars right now to run something through court, or they're doing the lobby, this and that and the third. No, because the next thing I would do is I would just get rid of lobbying. Period. No more lobbying. And then the next thing I would do is I would break the the link between the government in general and corporations. There should be no fucking laws on our books that somehow miraculously, magically only fucking benefit one corporation for some fucking reason, usually two, which also just magically puts hundreds of millions of dollars in the politicians' stock market pockets. Magically. And nobody thinks this is a problem. So all of a sudden, the clot shot, and magically there's two clot shots, and magically everyone has stock market and two clot shots that are all of a sudden mandated, or some kind of communication system in vehicles, or defib paddles, or just the other myriad. No, like, I'm sorry, people die. It fucking sucks. You shouldn't mandate defib paddles in all the schools if it's only going to go to one company. Fuck that. That's so fucking stupid. It's not like fire extinguishers where, they're pretty open source and, more people can make fire extinguishers. But magically you're going to have like defib paddles. It's just one company. And by the way, they cost a fortune. And same thing with EpiPens. Oh, there's only one company that can make EpiPens. Oh, all of a sudden EpiPens are legal. Oh, all of a sudden EpiPens have a 10,000% markup or something like that, because they got to build their moat. And all of a sudden they mandate EVs, and there's only one EV that's worth a shit. It's just like, how fucking convenient. And people are just so retarded. Oh, okay, I guess that sounds good. Says the harbor seal. Oh, I guess it makes sense that I can't turn my land into agriculture land because I don't make enough money off my agriculture land to be able to turn around and pay the $500 fee to see if I can turn my land into agriculture. Oh my gosh. Oh, I want to build my own building. Oh, I can't. I gotta ask somebody else permission. Oh no, I want to have a concrete slab and put a building on my concrete slab. Oh no, fucking here we go. Oh, I want to catch some water. Oh, you can't catch water here. Sorry. Oh, I want to have a shipping container. Oh, guess what? There's fees for having shipping containers on your property. Oh, you've got more than one trailer on your property. Oh. Fuck, man. It's just is this what everybody wants? Oh, you can have a firearm, but it has to be locked up and we have to be able to check on it whenever we want. Oh, you can have whatever firearm you want, kind of, but only if it's the mags that we say. It just never it just never ends. And I don't know why. I don't know how this country turned into such raging fucking pussies that they'll be like, oh, so and so's in office, they're gonna restore our rights. JK, LOL, you're not getting anything restored. Oh, Pam Bondi's gonna come to the Pacific Northwest and she's gonna talk to Bob Ferguson and Tina Kotek. Oh no, she's not. Oh, Tom Hooman is gonna come to Portland Ice. Oh, no, he's not. The I-5 corridor is done. The left figured this out ages ago. They are completely unfucking governable. They do whatever they want. They beat the shit out of people in broad daylight, in the middle of the night, illegals everywhere, doing whatever they want, running businesses that they want, hustling people in parking lots. Here's hello, Mr. Hummingbird. Hey, buddy. Oh, he's coming right up to my face. Hi, buddy. Cheep, cheep, cheep. Oh, we're gonna go play in the tomatoes. What? Oh, what is the word? Sanctimonious. Like, this is the problem with conservatives. They want to have the moral high ground all the way up until the end of getting completely annihilated. Oh, the hummingbird's playing in the cucumbers. No. He must be looking for leaves. Or, pollen to go play in. Hey, buddy. Oh, he's coming back to my face again. Oh, he's mad at the yellow jacket. Those things do not get along. Like, conservatives are just going to be like bending over backwards. I forget how it goes. It's like, well, at least we're compatible, as like they just get inundated with illegals that there's just nothing they can do anything about. I guess Trump is going to let in 40,000 Afrikaners, white South Africans, next year, and it's like, that's great. Okay, I get it, kind of. Why don't we deport 40,000 people so it's actually sustainable, or 100,000, or 200,000, or 2 million? Where are the mass deportations? Like, the Republican Party has got to grow a fucking pair of balls and realize that they are going to piss people off. People are not going to like you. There is no way through this where radical left psychopaths calling you every name in the book. And by the way, I saw this thing where they're like, Nazi is like the new N-word for white people. And I'm like, that's really interesting. Because like, conservatives don't like being called names because they don't want to be associated with negative things. They want everyone to be happy and they want everybody to like them. But if it's one thing I learned on, I think like Redeemed Zoomer, I think it was, he was talking about how um, like conservative Christians just like typically stay where they are in their conservative values. Um, And the ones that have been able to kind of like maintain some semblance of a status quo are the ones that don't apologize, they don't bend the knee, they just get stronger and they get more resilient, and take more tactical training and get more cameras and do more practice, and they just keep doing what they're doing. They become just an immovable wall, an unbreakable force, an unstoppable force that just goes, we're going to do this and we're going to keep doing this, and this is what the Bible says, and get the fuck out of the way. And people are not going to like you. And this is an important lesson for people who have to go back to the office. People in the office are not going to like you. You cannot turn them all into friends. They're going to be talking shit behind your back. They're going to be trying to throw you under the bus with every fucking thing you say. It is never going to end. All you can do is fly under the radar and hope they get pissed at somebody else, and somebody else is going to get fucked in the office, and not in the fun office way, in the not fun having to go to the HR department kind of way. Like, somebody's going to get screwed. All you can do is fly under the radar. You're going to piss people off. But if you earn the equity of like being right and being really good at what you do and being valuable to the company and maintaining good optics and knowing who to orbit around and staying away from the shitbirds. The shitbirds always just turn on each other, and they're just this constant foaming mass of a waste of oxygen. And you just got to understand that people aren't going to like you. And this is where this whole meta, beta, these just low testosterone, middle of the road, milk toast, non-threatening, non-binary, these soft voices and these man buns tiptoeing over each other, the biggest fucking pussies on the planet. They're not gonna get anywhere. They're gonna get walked on because they have no moral compass or moral foundation other than be as absolutely non-threatening and non-confrontational and non-binary and non-threatening, and they avoid conflict. You can't avoid conflict, because what happens when they get into conflict is they don't know what to do. It's like these women that just get their asses beat unconscious, which just happened again. They get absolutely beat unconscious. They don't know what to do. Nobody around them knows what to do. And all they sit there and they're like, well, golly gee, I sure hope this beating stops soon. Oh, they're unconscious. Well, I sure hope they don't just keep beating them after they're unconscious. Oh, that's not good. Well, that person's getting beat to death now. Well, at least it's not me. At least it's not me. As they sit there and just hope to God the fucking cloud passes over them. But these like frothing psycho ferals are gonna are gonna be everywhere. There was some dude running around in traffic slashing tires the other day. You've got illegals that can't read or write, jackknifing semis and fucking killing people on the freeways. This isn't gonna fix itself. Now, I talked about sanctimony. I still think that we need to put good candidates down, and I still think we all need to vote because I think those are I think those are milestone is not the right word, but those are things that have to happen. Like we should still have the moral high ground. We can't just devolve and act like them or we're no better than them. But that doesn't mean we just apologize that we're not dying fast enough. And so I keep going back to what I'm saying before is like sooner or later you're going to have to do not nice things to be because it's going to be you or them. And it's a slippery slope and you're going to slide right off the cliff and you're going to have to figure out where it is that you put your foot down where you have enough resources left to actually do something about it. There's this whole notion that like people are just, you know, born armed and trained and stuff, and that's not the case. It's not optimal, but that's often not the case. We're still one of the, if not the best armed and trained and easily mobilizable countries in the world. We don't have the tribal instincts anymore, and we don't have the cut the bullshit attitude anymore. And sooner or later, people are going to have to stop being sorry for everything and just be like, look, you cannot be on my property. You cannot take my things. You can't come into my house. You know, and instead of was in the UK or was it in Canada? Some guy had to defend himself, and he only had like a pipe with him because someone was in his house, and he got all kinds of charges because I guess you're just supposed to just let people in your house. Like you have to just say no. You can't come in my house. You can't take my stuff. You can't smash my car. Um, and sooner or later, I'm gonna have apples someday, and I'm gonna have to tell people you can't just come take my apples. I'm gonna have to put up very, very, very good fencing and gating and all kinds of who knows cameras and spotlights and DARPA dogs and stuff. Like those apples are going to be my lifeline, and they're going to be this community's lifeline, and they're on my property, and I fed them, and I protected them, and I defended them, and my wife, you know, we those are ours, and we get to decide who does and doesn't get those. This isn't Communitopia where some other force can just decide that they need them more than we need them. They're for this community, and we decide. Okay, just like those cows. I know that those are the neighbors' cows, and I know that people just can't come take those cows. Those are their cows, and they get to decide what to do with the cows. I help watch over them a lot because they're dumb, and but so does a lot of the rest of the community. I get a knock on the door if those damn things get out, even though they're not mine. And then we all just wrangle the troops, and we all get the cows back. We all get the horse back because our neighbors are a part of the community, and we're a part of the community, and maybe nothing that has to do with those cows will ever come to us, and that's totally fine because they're our neighbors, and we want our neighbors to prosper, and hopefully our neighbors want us to prosper. I'm sure they do, and that's the kind of mentality that we need. We're going to need radios and quick reaction teams and all kinds of stuff. Like, and sooner or later, we're just going to have to put our foot down and say, no, there was some guy driving up and down the road like 100 miles an hour. I don't know if he was doing a drug run or a money run or what he was doing, but like I don't know what it takes to get the sheriff's department to put a camera up, but like it's 35, man. Like this dude was going, I swear he was going at least 80. And look, I've flown down country roads myself, but like most country roads are like, you know, 50, 50 to 55 ish. I think this road is 35 or 40 or whatever it is because there's so many hills. You really don't have a ton of visibility, and there's just a million deer and people trying to pull out, and the person going 100 can't stop or even swerve if someone even just pokes the tip of their car out of their uh, and this person's like just flying over the hill, and it just reminds me of being in the city with the street racers all over again. I mean, these whoever that person is, I don't think I think they're up to no good. They're probably the money runner for the drug outfit at the end of the road, and they're incompatible. If you're driving 80, 100 in a rural road, you're just incompatible. That's it. Like the society has an understanding that you're not going to drive that fast, especially when there's just no visibility. They drive that fast at night too, and you're overshooting your headlights at that point. Um, so onto the radio front, um, I put my antenna back up, and I practiced with my antenna a bit on digital radio today, and it worked really well. I actually didn't expect it to work, and it worked just fine. So I encourage all of you to really check out your radios and leave a comment down below if you need radio help, if you need drone help, drones, radios. Um, if you need help, let me know. Like there's no excuse. Baofengs are insanely affordable. They must just have overbought, and then they're just trying to dump them. Because I don't know, for some reason, de minimis and the tariffs haven't affected Baofangs for some reason. I don't know why. Certainly is affecting everything else. The whole drone situation is crazy right now. I'm starting to wonder if DJI is just going to stop shipping drones to the U.S. Uh, I think we didn't even get the last major drone that DJI released. Um, so get a drone if you can. Get a 3D printer if you can. Drone 3D printer. Get a couple radios. You don't have to get digital radios. They're a lot of fun, and there's a couple things that digital can do that analog can't do. But get some radios, get some Baofangs specifically, and then go down in my comments, and the Gorilla's Guide to Baofeng Radios is down there, and grab a copy, the real copy, not one of the knockoffs. And if you grab a drone, go down in my about, I call it my shopping section, and get the drone book. The Shit It's the Fan drone book is really good. Um, it almost makes me want to make a Shit It's the Fan gardening book because Bunker Basics doesn't quite cut how absolutely ridiculous all this is, even though I tried to update it a little bit. Um, I feel like there's one other thing. The church stuff church defense, church security, I just want to say, um, churches aren't getting any safer in terms of like people, you know, not leaving them alone and stuff. And so if you're a part of a church, if you're the head of a church, la di da, start talking to the pastor about what it looks like to get somebody out in the parking lot, and then getting that person on a radio with somebody inside, and then practice lockdown protocols so you can keep your congregation safe. It could just be an active shooter in the area, and then you might need to just get everybody inside and go into lockdown for a while. That's going to get worse. Schools do it. Churches should do it too. You know, have a little safety moment at the beginning and say, hey, we want to keep everyone safe, and you're going to see a little bit more people being attentive. And just so you know, we're looking out for everybody, and there's nothing specific, but we're just looking out for everybody. Okay? And so, I guess just, I know this is going to sound dumb, but I guess pray for my little trees, our little trees. We're waiting for more green pokies, and then as soon as we green pokey sticks, and as soon as we get the rest of our green pokey sticks, we're just going to put the rest of these in the ground, because they're getting absolutely one of them is literally a stick with 2 leaves left, and one of them is a stick with about 5 leaves left. Like, that's how bad it is. And for you VIPs out there, as soon as we get the last ones in the ground, I'll do a walkthrough, and I'll send you you VIPs the video directly, because I know you won't share it out and dox the shit out of me. And the art book there was a hiccup with the art book. I think they switched from RGB to CMYK, and blew out the cyan, and they blew out like the orange. They blew out the red. It's really bad. Ironically, a couple of the photos actually look better, but I'd say like the vast majority of them, either the contrast is hosed, because like the white levels are way too high. It's like they turned down the yellow, and they turned down the black, and then they turned up the cyan, and then they turned up orange somehow. They really fucked it up. So stand by if you're looking for the art book. I'm going to order the art books myself when I think they're done, and then I will direct ship them to the people who I know want them. And then I guess everybody else will just be doing luck, I guess, and they'll just be on their own and they get what they get. I don't know how Amazon fucked this up as bad as they fucked up. You cannot look at this objectively and think that like their skin tones are okay. It's really frustrating. I was so upset last night I almost threw up. And that just because like the anticipation of it being the last copy, you know, before I almost hit the go button before receiving this, but like a little voice said, hold on. So, yeah, talk about setbacks. But it's okay. You know what? I worked on it a little bit more. And who knows? Maybe this is a learning experience. Maybe I go through and I adjust the color levels of a couple of them I like. But I'm not switching to CMYK. I'm staying with RGB. 20 years ago, I did a webcomic, and I turned it to print, and switching it to CMYK fucking destroyed the images. Well, they're not high enough resolution. It doesn't matter. CMYK turns everything into the shittiest JPEG possible, basically. And so if something is a massive 300 DPI, it looks fine. But if I'm just making doodles, they're not, and it just destroys the font work. It's so infuriating. 20 fucking years. It's the same damn problem. And I was just looking at this last night, and it was just like horrible flashbacks of waiting weeks and weeks and weeks for my comic, only to find out that it just looked terrible. The font work just looked like shitty old JPEGs. And anyway, and I don't have all this money for all these gatekeeping Adobe product bullshit. So anyway, blah blah blah. I think that's everything. The feedback for the Game and Rant was about what I expected it to be, and I mean that in a good way. Which is my two number one fans liked it, and nobody else said anything. So I think what I'll do is every one of these, maybe we'll see how it goes. Every one of these will be like every other one will be like a Game and Rant, and I think it kind of works out because all the people are like, ew, a game. I don't like games. Ew, I just don't like. Those, maybe those are the same people that don't like to hear me rant either. So anyway, pray for our poor little trees. And then also, the tomatoes are doing fine. There were some hiccups with the tomatoes, but they're doing okay. We have 3 cucumbers. They're doing fine. We have 2 zucchini because something annihilated the other zucchini. We have 2 zucchini and they're doing fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 cabbage and they're doing fine. We had 1 cauliflower and it made 1 cauliflower thing that was full of earwigs, and I'm not sure what happened to it. And we had 1 broccoli, and then we chopped it off, and then tons of more broccoli popped out. So, and the grapes are all doing fine. The blueberries are doing fine. The elderberries are stressed a little bit. And that's kind of... We have a lot more tomatoes and a lot more potatoes to do, but I don't know. We have to have the energy to do it. And I think that's the problem, is this is draining. You have all, and I'll wrap up with this. You have all winter to plan for all the stuff you're going to do in the summer, all the things you're going to plant, all the sproutlings and everything. And then every setback sets your whole garden back further and further and further. Does that kind of make sense? Do you kind of know what I mean? So that's the problem. In the shit it's the fan, when everything is already going wrong anyway and your health already sucks balls, you're already going to be making shit decisions. And I've said this before, you're going to do something like leave the gate open. You're not going to notice that you don't have chicken wire exactly where you need it. And something's going to sneak through one night and just wholesale wipe out your chickens for no reason. By the way, talking about things that just kill things for no reason, stuff that just kills all your chickens and then just leaves them there. I hear that's a very common thing. I guess if anything, I'm blessed because I'm figuring all this out now before the shit hits the fan. And hopefully this is helping all of you. Or it's helping somebody, I don't know. I've been getting really, really good feedback on the bunker basics. And pretty much by now, all of this is in the bunker basics. So, I'm going to do another Bunker Basics update in a couple of weeks. And then I think that's just going to be the last one for this year. And so maybe I'm going to do 2 Bunker Basic updates a year. But very, very, very minor clarification stuff. You're not missing anything. It's just minor clarifications and minor, just like as technology slowly advances, or maybe sometimes quickly advances, so I can try to future proof it a little bit. So I appreciate the overwhelmingly positive updates to Bunker Basics. I just say, please leave a review. Please leave a review on Amazon for Bunker Basics. You have no idea how much each one of those helps, because it gives it just a little bit more credibility and helps the next person just a little bit more decide whether it's like, AI slop or not. Like, AI slop prepper books are just going to become a massive, massive problem. There's already people that are like shitting out like 100 AI books a year, or more. And there was already people slopping out lots of indie books that way too, of questionable quality, and calling themselves authors. I don't even know how you're weaving a narrative writing that many books at once, unless you've really got some kind of gift. So I've talked to a couple other authors that are the same way, where they're really not sure about writing anymore. But so I really need those reviews. It helps a lot. All the money just goes into homesteading, buying more green sticks, more, buying more bird netting and stuff, so I can try to figure out more of this and try to share more of it. I don't even have a pickup truck. I want to get a little pickup truck. I'm gonna need to re-fence this whole place if I ever actually want a dog. Um, so appreciate y'all, and keep the toxic people away and keep the good people close, and just keep doing your best. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Bye. Bye.